going on today, guys? Welcome back. It is January 1st, 2019. Well, it's the second as you're watching this, but today it is the first day back in the shop. First video of 2019. Super pumped for all the stuff that's coming up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of your time off with your friends, your family. We kind of took a little bit of time there, took a break from YouTube for a little bit, but we are back in full swing now. So first day back in the garage did not go quite as planned. It's already 8 o'clock this evening. Been bouncing here, bouncing there. Let me give you a generic rundown. So today we got a whole bunch of boxes from LMC over the weekend. My plan was to unbox some of this, which is what we're going to get into now. But the first couple hours we have been spent kind of stripping the back half of the second gen down. I really want to get this thing cleaned up super well. Today was 55 degrees and I really wanted to try and get that done well. Stripping it down kind of took a little bit longer, and yeah, that's the story. That's where we're at. We stripped everything off of it, all of the brackets, even some of the exhaust hangers. We cut the old exhaust off, the crappy exhaust that we're not going to be keeping. Basically, everything is separated from the frame. What I'd really like to do is try and get someone like a mobile sandblaster, get this thing sandblasted perfect. We'll take the leaf springs out when they come. So I'm going to be on the hunt to try and do that. Reason being is I want to mount some things, do some things. I don't want to do any of that without the frame being perfectly clean. We got the fuel tank out. We're going to go into prep that for an air dog that we're going to be putting on this thing. Just a lot of great stuff, but I wanted to get the fuel tank out. And now that I have access behind the fuel tank, now is the perfect time to get everything, really taking everything off is really the only way you're gonna get it perfect. So I wanna make sure this thing is perfect. That's what the plan is. Really back here, like this area, the spare tire area, a little bit in there, but other than that, this frame is really not all that bad. And it's really only a little crusty, crunchy, really, I would say from here back. Underneath here, all of the cab mounts, everything else down here is completely perfect. Even on the inside of the frame over here, you guys can kind of see the frame is in really nice shape, really from here back. So we don't really need to go and really go crazy underneath there, which we are going to undercoat under there, obviously, but really right here is where I want to try and get it perfect. What is your favorite type of undercoating once we do get this thing blasted, wire wheeled, whatever it's going to be? I'd really like to use something either sprayed or like a professional rattle can, like stuff that you brush on. I'm not really I don't know. What do you guys think is the best option for coating this thing and getting this thing looking perfect? I know like Eastwood makes a really professional like rattle can type spray. I really like the sprays because you can get places just kind of like the wire wheel. You can't get everywhere unless you kind of spray it and you're really jamming a paintbrush in there. But let me know what you guys think down below. What have you guys used that works the best? But other than that, we're gonna get off of that topic. Let's get some of this out of the way and let's open up some of these boxes and show you guys what is in here. These are parts for the second gen. I'm sure you guys know by the shape of what this stuff might be inside here. And this is what we were trying to get accomplished today. Oh boy. What is that? All right, so as many of you probably already guessed, this is a new dash for the second gen. LMC Truck sells these dashes. Plenty of you guys link them to me. This is not actually a cover. This is actually a dash replacement. So we are gonna have to do a little bit more work, roll the dash a little bit more forward. And this kind of replaces the entire upper part of your dash. There are some screws from behind, which are the pain in the butt that we have to get to and pull the dash kind of out a little bit more than just a cover that sticks on. So a cover would be a little bit of a cheaper option, a little bit quicker option, but we went for the full dash replacement. So that is what we are still going to try and accomplish this evening, and then later maybe we will get to what's in that other big box in there, more parts for this truck. So let me give you a generic rundown of the procedure of what you're going to try and do, and we're just going to start knocking stuff out. We have already removed our glove box. Really simple, no bolts. You kind of just have to squeeze the inner part, pull that down, and it kind of just rests on a couple little clips. We need to undo this trim piece, this latch piece. There's some bolts up top there, and then right down here you can see we've removed this kick panel right down here. This is the bolt that actually holds everything in. We're gonna have to undo those, and that is actually going to allow the dash to kind of just rock forward. We are gonna have to drop our steering column, which is really just that panel over here. And then once you pop this off, which this piece just kind of pulls off as well, you'll kind of see the outline right around here of all of the pieces that hold this cover in. So you can see this dash is cracked over here. Got a couple cracks over there. It doesn't take long for these second gen dashes to pretty much completely self-destruct. So we actually have a new black trim piece as well, because that's cracked over on the other side. Now, walking around to this side, as we started to undo some of the kick panels and stuff, we uncovered a little bit of some home wiring job on I think an amp that used to be in here. I'm not completely sure. I did notice these wires when we first got the truck. Of course, look at that nice live power wire that was just kind of hanging out in here with a nice electrical connection with some electrical tape. And then you guys will love this. You guys will love this. Definitely done by a professional. Let me tell you what. Look at the nice grounding that they did. Couple self-tappers, 2 from the inside, 1 from the outside. So we're gonna go ahead and rip all of that out as well, because it is obviously done very, very incorrectly. Pull all these wires out. I believe some of them actually go into here, maybe behind this head unit, I'm not sure. This panel needs to actually come out as well. A couple screws down here, and then just give this a nice tug. This piece comes completely out, and you can see we've got some of our home wiring job, which is going to be completely taken out because we cannot have that. I did actually not before we left, but very shortly after we got home. You can see this is the amp wire here, directly hooked up to the battery, was connected. I undid that, at least so we didn't have live power going into the cab here, just kind of chilling right next to the ground, ready to burn the truck to the ground. So we took care of that, and we're just gonna jump right into this thing and start ripping this dash apart. Like I said, first step, remove this, all the bolts up top there. Here's the steering column bolts. There's 2 pretty much right here, and then the whole steering column drops down. Not really gonna do a ton more talking. Like I said, we're really just gonna jump right into this. Besides paying for the full dash replacement, which is another couple $100 on top of just those covers, really from what I've gathered, and I've never done this before, but from what I have researched, read, watched, a lot of people say that it's really your mind that gets the best of you, thinking that this is such a more involved process than it is. You kind of just got to suck it up and do it, but it's really, really not that bad once you start diving in. So that's what we're going to do, and we will catch back up with you guys after we're done, give you guys some side notes, and then maybe open up some more of that stuff in that other box for this truck. Alrighty, much time later. It is now 12 o'clock, but I was not leaving here until this dash was pretty much almost completely done. And we have succeeded. The new dash top is in. Honestly, 2 thumbs up. The only thing that I can even slightly nitpick is the color is like maybe 1% off. I mean, it is so close. There's only certain areas where you can see that it is slightly different. I mean, who knows, maybe even the bottom is just a little weathered, faded, and this was really the original color. But with the airbag, and by the way, I forgot to mention, when you pull this airbag out, you might want to disconnect your batteries and leave them sit for a little while to discharge that, which I did, of course. And now that I am actually remembering this, I forgot to plug the airbag back in, but that will just take the glove box coming off. I can reach up in there. But everything is done. All of the bolts on the top are tight. Really, the biggest thing, I'm not really sure that I saved any time by not pulling the dash completely out. And I know there's going to be some of you guys are like, why didn't you change the heater core? Well, because I just did not want to. But I could have probably pulled the whole dash out and got a little bit better time with it being my first time doing this. This dash, you could see I had it rolled forward a little bit. You really got to drop the steering wheel down even further and really roll this thing back to get all of those. There's actually like 15 little bolts behind here that I would actually, let me show you guys. Here you can see the factory dash came apart in pieces. So this is how it sits. These are the holes that attach the dash to the firewall. Back behind here is where you can see all of, whoops. Well, actually, most of them broke, but you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's basically what attaches all of the vents to the underside of the dash. Those all have to be done. So a little bit easier if the dash is completely out of the truck. If you're gonna not do that, you really gotta roll it forward pretty far to enable to get your paws behind there. But it is completely done. LMC says that this is made out of a much more durable material so that you won't have to do any of that again. Like I said, I did get a whole new piece like here, but seeing that we gotta pull the radio out to kind of get all of that mess down there. By the way, shameless plug, new key tags online. Red, white, and blues. But I'm going to pull this out. I'm actually going to overnight a radio for this thing, something with wirelessly, or it's 12 o'clock. Wireless Bluetooth, because I am not going to put a tape deck in here to play my Pandora. So we're going to go ahead and get a radio overnighted before we go ahead and change that bezel out, seeing that I don't want to, that actually came apart in pieces as well. I don't want to have to take pieces on and off multiple times if I don't have to. I originally did want to get to a little bit more of what's in the boxes over there, but seeing it's so late and it's past our bedtime, we need to get home. First day back to work tomorrow. It is going to be not glorious, let me tell you that. But that is going to wrap up the video for tonight, guys. Getting back in the swing of things. And we're just gonna keep knocking things out. We got some big plans, some big parts that should be rolling in for this guy very, very soon. So, as always, hit the like button before you leave, subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you guys tomorrow.